Sit back, relax, put a pillow behind your back so you're nice and comfy. Gotta keep that good posture, keep your back straight. Keep your back straight, keep your ass up, keep your face down. Let's get into it. Hello mom and dad, welcome back to Common Apparel. Let's see how long I do this episode with my eyes closed. Who am I kidding? I can't take my eyes off you. I'm Jeremy, Adam's not here today because this is a DIY episode. So if you are new to the channel and you've never seen this series before, basically what I do in it is I purchase a specific piece from a retail store or a thrift store, and then I alter it and I show you all the process that it goes through during the alteration, and then I show you a finished product. Now, this episode is going to be similar to that, but not exactly the same, just because instead of showing you guys one thing, I'll show you three. We tripled the baby. We tripled her. Oh baby, it's a triple!
Oh baby, a triple! Oh yeah!
Without further ado, let's get right into it. The first piece that I purchased was a mock neck. As you can see, it was extremely oversized on me. It was a size large, but it looks more like a double XL or something like that. What I was drawn to at first was the material and how lightweight it was, and then the actual texture on it. What I did to the piece was I just slimmed it down on the sides and on the sleeve, and since the material on the actual mock neck was very stretchy, I made it a little bit tighter just because I knew it was going to stretch out. So I didn't want to make it too loose because then it was going to be like super flappy like a loose foreskin. What the fuck am I talking about? After I slimmed it down, I shortened it a little bit because it was very oversized. This piece adds a little bit of variety to my closet just because I don't currently have a mock neck or a turtleneck, so you know, it adds something. And the texture on it is very unique and I don't have anything like that. Very happy with the way it turned out. Let's get on with the next piece. So the next piece is a crew neck that I also purchased at Value Village. The thing that I was drawn to with this piece was obviously the thing that stands out the most, the texture. It's kind of like a towel, and the color, I was like looking online to like try to make it really, really specific. It's kind of like gingerbread brown. Yeah. Similarly to the last piece, I slimmed down the sides and the sleeves. These I kept a little bit looser just because the fabric was not very stretchy. So I knew it was going to more or less stay where I made the straight stitch. And I also shortened it like I did to the other one. And I thought I would add like a little bit of an element to it, a little spark. So I decided to put some kind of like chain on it. So I went back to Value Village and I bought a necklace that had multiple thin little chains going across it, and I cut one of the chains off to a length that I wanted to use. I took two of the hoops out that were holding the chain in place on the actual necklace, and then I pinned them to the crew neck, attached it, and there's like a little element there now. I feel like the gold color goes really well with the brown. And the last and final and my favorite piece from the three is a sweatshirt that has Italia on the front of it, and it had a bunch of patches. There was one on the chest and one on the sleeve. Basically, it was just like a very patriotic Italian sweatshirt. You can even see the colors on the sleeves, on the waist, and on the collar, depicting the Italian flag. My initial idea was to just remove all the Italian kind of, you know, patriotism around the sweatshirt and then just leave the blue with the stripes. So what I did was I used a seam ripper to take out the embroidery of the Italia. If any of you are planning to do this with like another piece at home, it is incredibly time consuming to get all the stitching out for the letters, and it's super easy to like cut through the fabric. As you can see, I did make a few accidental holes, but To give you like a rough estimate, each letter took me like 40 minutes to an hour to take off. So keep that in mind if you're ever going to be removing embroidery. It takes like a shit ton of time. Since there were holes in it, I obviously had to stitch it up, and I wish I used a thread that matched the blue fabric a little bit better. The next thing I did to the sweater was kind of inspired by the J.W. Anderson kind of like half zip, like with a turtleneck, and like it has like the square zipper, and I like that shape. I like the idea of having like a very bold shape as the zipper. So I went to a thrift store and I came out with two different things. It was a pair of earrings and just like a collection of hoops. And the earrings, on like second look, when I actually got home and I looked at them, they were very irregularly shaped. It wasn't like a perfect circle. It was a little bit off, so I decided to not use those. I went with a hoop instead. I cleaned it off and I spray painted it white, and then I also spray painted a little element that was actually on the hoop that was holding everything together, and that was going to be replacing the actual zipper part, like the little tab on the zipper that you pull. So I hooked the little hoop in the place of the zipper tab, and then I put the big hoop in and I just closed it off. I sealed it back up, and there you go, there was a zipper. And when I put the zipper on, I kind of thought that the piece was missing a little bit of white that would complement the white zipper. I thought it looked a little bit out of place. So what I ended up doing was adding a white stripe along the pockets of the sweatshirt, and I used a shoelace for this. So there you go, shoelaces always come in handy. So I added that white element and I felt like it complemented the zipper very well, and the zipper didn't look out of place anymore, and that was the finished product. I like the look of it when you put the entire zipper up so that you see the stripe going along the neck, just because when you have it down it's not very visible. You can see it from the back but not really from the front. Okay, that's everything, we're done. That's it. That's everything. We're done. This is over. This is the last episode of Common Apparel, because after I edit this, I put it online, I'm gonna roast myself in the barbecue.